As always, Davion Bussey and Mr. Ryan O'Regan, and hoping you guys had a great holiday. If you're still celebrating a holiday, for example, Kwanzaa, I hope you're off to a rocking start. Anyway,
Harambe.
yeah, Harambe. So, so yeah, in this case right now, this is Tales from the Film Set. We are doing 2022 year in review. We're going to be breaking down the best and the worst in this case of what 2022 had to offer at the box office. We will also be talking about the Golden Globe nominations on the TV side because we did not get to that last week. But
This
gentlemen,
is the part that's more important to Scott. Yes.
yeah, you know what? Gives me health insurance. So, but anyway, gents, how you guys doing? Feel good?
Well, what's that? You just had Christmas
I'm
yesterday.
I'm pointing to you guys.
Mm.
I'm pointing to you. All right, fine. There. I feel like I'm dancing now.
No, I'm just talking today. It's like, well, what happened during Christmas that you got all Scroogey?
Yeah.
Nah. It's just if I didn't feel the Christmas spirit for some strange reason.
Do we have to have ghosts haunting you now?
This helps you through the Christmas spirit. By the way, can I just point this out? If I am stereotyped in any possible way, you guys, by the way, thank you. You guys were really, really cool and actually got me stuff for Christmas. Ryan got me wine glasses. Day got me a gift certificate to a place that sells wine. I'm starting to notice a trend as far as how people view me in this case here.
Well, Scott, to be fair, of the three of us who are primarily on camera here at Tales from the Film Set, you are the one that's married.
Yeah.
So,
and I have a mother-in-law upstairs probably watching something right now. I don't know what.
Yeah. We're basically just doing
holiday.
what guys will do to help empathize, sympathize, and in this sense, cauterize the wounds of marriage.
All right.
It was an interesting. Marriage is fine, but it was an interesting holiday in several fronts here. But we are not talking about that one. We can talk about that in a therapy session, possibly. We can have a round table, tails tripe or whatever we'll call it, where we just sit there, get drunk, and bitch about life. But we ain't doing that today. What we're doing today is we are sitting there, and we are going to be talking about the best and the worst of 2022. So,
I thought he was going to hit us with a kendo stick there for a second.
No, actually, it's a tube of finished wrapping paper at this point.
Right.
I didn't even whack the camera because if I knocked the camera, there's one of these. So, but yeah, I figured let's. We're gonna start this off proper, I think.
Oh, didn't even realize that.
Yeah, that we're gonna start off proper.
Yep, we're proper.
Yeah, I like how he's switching out hats as if that's his workout.
Exactly. Yeah, we got to go with Batman there. All right. Christmas hangover got going on right now, by the way. Good evening. So
hope you have a happy holiday, Derpy.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we actually, well, it's 501st. We may probably as we get closer to talk about Bad Batch season 2, because that's supposed to start in like a week and a half too. So yeah, best movie of the year. We're gonna probably talk a little bit about that too. We got movies, like I said, on both sides that did well and did trash. Top Gun was top of the box office this year also.
Yeah, in a sense, you almost have to say, and this may be a little bit more philosophical from my end, but you look at Top Gun Maverick, and it pretty much is like the story of the cinema of 2022. Not so much because it's, Tom Cruise, not so much because it's one of those long-awaited but not necessary sequels to a familiar 80s IP that we've gotten over the years, but just its meteoric rise in the box office and in popularity. It's pretty much the signal of the box office itself trying to dig itself out of the recession, out of the pandemic, and really just trying to get back to where it was before. Now, statistics are still out considering Avatar Way of Water is trying to do what it can this month.
And it is picking up steam too, yes.
Yeah, but Tom Cruise and Top Gun, it's pretty much showing that they're doing everything possible to get back to normalcy. And, even just from an American standpoint, this is the first time I've actually felt patriotic about this country.
America!
I don't know if it's the score. I don't know if it's the planes flying. I don't know what it was. The fact that they didn't name a country during the movie when they went to bomb them.
Yeah. So, by the way, pics of that Darth Vader mugger didn't happen. Post that on the
Derby, send them through.
Yeah.
We have a Discord. We'll be able to, you can send it through there.
Post it on Discord. I don't care. That's fine. But that actually, I'm kind of curious about that mug too. I got to be honest. So, but yeah, here's what surprised me about Top Gun Maverick: the fact that it did well, because you have a lot of times when you pull something out of the archives, and I'm going to use Willow as an example. Willow was a staple of 80s childhood, and then goes on Disney Plus and crashes because at this point it's been so many years and it's just kind of there. Top Gun Maverick worked. And what shocked a lot of people is the fact that it has been so long. And I don't even know if it's Tom Cruise's staying power. I don't think it is. I think it was just one of those things that it felt right at the right time. And I think surprised a lot of people because of how long it took for this movie to come out and to frankly crush at the box office as well as it did.
Yeah, it was almost like a perfect storm. It was the right movie at the right time with the right actor. Tom Cruise was very passionate about this project.
Yeah.
And mind you, sometimes when you have an actor or a director who's passionate about a project, they maybe get a little bit too full of themselves. But at this point, you can't deny Tom Cruise is good for the industry.
Yes. I mean, it's a little divisive when it comes to the whole Scientology thing. But from what I've heard,
screw Scientology at this point, man. I may have to join up.
From what I've heard, he is a really cool guy.
Yeah, he is.
From what I'm hearing too. I've heard really good things about the guy.
Yeah, I remember the conversation they were having about the new Mission Impossible when he was yelling at the guys on set about not being safe and not holding up to the protocols and everything. That speech alone about what they're doing on set and why they're doing it. We need more people with that mentality. And certainly I think it shines through in his work.
Last year, I met a stage manager. He lost 22 people to COVID. So, yeah, Tom Cruise going off on that, credit where it's due, because a lot of them won't do that.
Right.
Yeah, he may be a crazy nut who likes to run, but you know what? I'll jog along with him.
Best stunt guy in the Western Hemisphere, too. I'll give him that.
And the best dancer in Tropic Thunder.
I want a movie now of Tom Cruise and Jackie Chan, both of them doing their own stunts.
Yes. Well, I mean, here's the funny thing. I went on Twitter and put the poll. Tom Cruise won there. I put the poll on YouTube, and Jackie Chan won. So it's a bit of a mixed bag depending on who's reading.
Oh,
I got to go.
Tom's getting up there in age. He's at his 50s.
He's about 55, 62. Jackie Chan still wins out because I think he was the first. And he did stuff that nobody had ever done before.
Yeah.
And the OG aspect gets it. But for younger generation who've never really seen Jackie Chan films and are still watching whatever Jack Reacher movie or whatever Mission Impossible movie, I can see why the younger generation is looking at Tom Cruise here.
I want them both in a movie and I want them to fight.
Dude, can we please, if they're going to put the two of them together, can we please have a movie better than that Jackie Chan Jet Li movie that we had? Because we were waiting on that thing for years and that was kind of bad.
Wait, are you talking about Forbidden Kingdom?
Yes. I was not impressed with that movie.
It was okay, but it
felt very Hollywood. It
was still at the level of hot garbage. Like, would I watch it again? Yeah, but it would be like
still better than Dragon Ball.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, come on. Dude, you know what? I was BBC had on last night or yesterday all the Christmas specials. And they had that one where Justin Whalen played a superhero in a Doctor Who episode. And I'm looking at this guy and thinking to myself, you were Goku. It's hard to look at this kid at anything and not see Goku in this kid.
Did he have spiky hair in the episode, though?
No, he did not. He was a Manny, who was also a superhero.
Oh, that's him?
Yeah, that's
him in the Christmas episode?
The very obvious Superman one.
Oh my God.
He had the glasses. Yeah, that was Justin Whalen. That was the guy who played Goku in Dragon Ball Evolution.
Wow. Oh, I never put that together.
Yeah.
That's some stunt casting.
From my understanding, actually, he didn't have to audition for that. His agent just sent him the script and said, "You want to do a Doctor Who Christmas special?" And he's like, "Okay." So he did, and that's how Justin Whalen went from Goku to Ghost.
And mind you, I will say that's maybe arguably one of the weaker Christmas episodes, but it's memorable.
It was good because it was the first episode after River Song was out of the script and dead. After they killed off River Song formally, because they had her holiday special, the weddings. I think it was the weddings of River Song or whatever it was, and her story arc ended, and then this picked up after that. So you see the Doctor in mourning, and that was a unique aspect of it. I always thought that was very impressive.
But okay,
But yeah, it was
back to
mostly
movies.
yeah. Anyway, back to Top Gun.
Well, I swear, if Markiplier didn't trademark the word distractible, that would be our title.
Really,
Right.
yeah. Well, that's
We
what
went
happens
on
when you have like an
topic, ladies and
ADD,
gentlemen.
OCD guy running the show here, like I am.
But okay, so Tom Cruise, Top Gun, nominated for Golden Globes, certainly one of the best, if not the best picture of 2022.
Mhm.
Do we have a
Top grossing
counter
through
to
$1.5 billion.
that?
What's that?
Do we have a counter movie to that?
Maybe Way of Water. Maybe if you give it time.
No. I don't mean like, one to rival it. I mean like we're talking about one of the best. What would you say is one of the worst?
This year or in general?
Obviously 2022.
All right. Well, if we're gonna go that direction, then I gotta switch screens here. So give me a second.
Oh, you have one lined up.
I do. So
Uh-oh. Oh, now come on. No, don't be fair to the
No.
movie, all right?
what's that?
No, look. Even though it barely had a chance in the box office because the promotions
This-
for it was ghastly.
By the way, I want to point this out. This, by the way, came from the MarySue.com. This is their list of the biggest box office bombs, largely on budget, because in this case, that movie was 150 some odd million, made 42.
Okay, yes, it was a box office bomb, but I wouldn't say that the movie itself was bad. It's just obviously something. Here's the thing.
All right, how about this? I'm going to run through the list that Mary Sue had on this. You stop me when you find one that you agree with. How's that?
Okay.
Okay, that works. That works.
So in this case, number one worst was for them was Strange World. Number two was Moonfall.
Oh God, yes, Moonfall.
There we go.
Yeah, no, it was the first big bomb of the year.
It had a good concept.
It had a character with IBS. All right,
But it had but it had a good concept.
IBS is only good in comedies, possibly starring Kevin James.
Yeah, but this had a good concept. Like,
did it though?
It pulled less than half the box they needed at the box office to break even.
But
yeah, I mean, all credit to Roland Emmerich. I mean, he does good like sci-fi pop art type films, but
and Halle Berry did a good job.
Yeah.
I feel bad for Halle Berry.
Like, it wasn't bad. The movie wasn't bad.
She's got John Wick 4. She'll be fine.
Yeah.
She's also doing the Ryan Seacrest, Dick Clark, Rock and Eve here in New York next week. She's one of the headliners.
Halle Berry going to be in New York?
Yeah. Her and Wiz Khalifa were like the only two names that I actually recognize because I'm old.
I know what I'm doing for New Year's Eve.
All I want for Christmas. I know. Yes, that's Mariah Carey. I know, but
no Mariah Carey.
Listen, Halle Berry will do fine.
Yeah,
because Halle Berry has John Wick coming up, so she's not going to be hurting any here, And besides, she actually was one of the few people that actually accepted her Razzie nomination, not Razzie Award.
True.
If she can recover from Catwoman, she can recover from this.
But it wasn't that bad.
I know, but I'm saying in this case, listen, for the box office, the numbers is all that matters. You can make a shit film, but if it makes money, fine. This movie did not even make half of its budget back.
Because you want to know, you know what? You got a lot of intelligent, non-intelligent people that don't like science that didn't want to go see it, or they just didn't.
Yeah, I know, but
the moon being a giant alien contraption,
it's possible.
And it's
back to Doctor Who, the moon is a giant.
Here's the worst thing: the gall that this movie had of setting up sequel bait when it was already hot trash to begin with. That is the sign of a movie that just thinks too full of itself.
It wasn't that bad. Like, the concept was good. I think what it was, it was.
There's a lot of concepts that are good, but doesn't mean the execution was proper.
I'm not going to say the execution was proper, but it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad.
Except it was.
Box office wise. But if you watched the film and saw the story, it was like, oh, okay, the story wasn't bad, All right. All right, next one.
Next
That's
bad
like
one?
saying, this dinner was terrible, but the gravy was good.
It was really good turkey gravy they had. Now, am I going back to the best?
It really helped, otherwise I'd be choking down the actual turkey, but
Am I going back to the best again? Or you want the bust again?
No, let's go through the bust. Let's go through the bust.
Right.
Let's do the top. Let's do 5 of the bust because the busts are funnier to rag on.
No, that wasn't that bad. I liked it.
But
it wasn't bad. It was good, and I liked the surprise twist to it.
The biggest problem was the fact that a lot of people had an issue with this. Is it was Chris Evans and not Tim Allen.
Right, that was the only issue. But other than that, it wasn't a bad film. Like Keke Palmer did a heck of a job.
It was not a bad film. But here's the thing: Tim Allen has been voicing that character for 30 years.
Mm-hmm.
And it's almost like when you had Chucky, that was not Brad Dourif.
Right.
I mean, Mark Hamill's a good replacement, but it's not Brad Dourif.
Right.
Yeah, and I will say, as far as the plot of the movie goes and everything about it, it's like maybe a little bit too mature for the audience in which the Buzz Lightyear character was really developed for.
Mm-hmm.
It's like we always make fun about the idea that there's these R-rated hardcore action movies of the 80s and 90s that ended up with a toy line for kids that really just like
Terminator had a toy line. Rambo had a cartoon series. Rambo.
Yeah,
RoboCop had both.
RoboCop, yes, it did.
But really, when you look at the Buzz Lightyear action figure and everything that came with it, the animated television show seemed more in line with what that character really represented.
Yeah.
This with the giant alien bug monsters and the twist of Zurg at the end and everything.
Buzz Lightyear rated R.
Dude, Kyle, if they made a Buzz Lightyear rated R, that'd be right up there with Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. It could work. It could work, but the whole plot and scenario and everything just seems like a little bit too much for the kind of audience that really Buzz Lightyear and anything Toy Story related go for. It's almost seemed like it alienated the core audience who would be the people that would go see it. And you can't do that, especially when you're trying to be like, this is the movie that inspired the toy franchise of the toy that Andy got.
I actually like that idea. I thought that was clever.
Too many degrees of separation. It's like trying to connect to Kevin Bacon,
Well, listen, without Kevin Bacon, we may not actually have the Guardians of the Galaxy sound.
Fact.
They did that perfectly. That made sense. As far as the holiday special is concerned, that was well done.
And you focus on Sid's house. Oh God!
Yes, dude.
Oh!
Yes. That would be, dude. Where's that ride during Halloween nights in Disney World?
I would like to play a game.
God,
dude, I want that now in Disney World during the Halloween celebration. I want the haunted house to be done up like Sid's house,
dude.
And just see all the ghosts in the toys.
Wait. I would like to play a game.
Exactly. That was nightmare fuel for me when I was like 18 and saw that in the first movie.
Mm.
And imagine if you're 6 years old and you're seeing that shit. Oh God! So
once you come in this house, you don't leave the same.
Because I like to play a game. The rules are simple.
It's called Sorry.
Toy Story. Actually, that sounds Canadian.
No. It's called Shoots and Ladders.
Yes.
Here's the shoot.
And ladders.
So
Jacob's Ladder. No.
So that movie pulled in 226 based on 200. So Disney dropped a lot of coin to make that thing.
Yeah, no. And when it's a Disney movie and I have to wait until Disney Plus to watch it, it's not bringing me in.
That's the thing. Yeah, once it goes to Disney.
As you can see, clearly a Disney person.
Let's see. Alice from Toy Barn, because of the butterfly effect. Oh God.
Wow.
Okay, now we're like moving into like
Kyle, my God.
Inception level with Toy Story here.
Dude, Kyle coming up with the fan fiction.
Really, yeah. Dude, I'm sure there's Rule 34 of the internet when it comes to Buzz Lightyear.
There's got to be like
fan
there's got
fiction
to be
wouldn't
like a
surprise me
movie
when I
making
heard that.
company, like a little indie company called Disney, where it's like the name is like with some Z's and stuff, and they just like make mockumentary films based off the
Or, I was
IP.
gonna say, or you can do like Smokey and the Bandit 3, where the plan was Smokey was the bandit. Toy Story 5, where Woody is really Buzz Lightyear.
Dude. Yeah, he just like replaced parts over the years.
Yeah. Well, there is that psychological theory that if you replace every body part, are you now two different people?
Have you heard of the Ship of Theseus?
Yes. So, oh God.
Sorry, Markiplier would find out about that and he would hate me.
Listen, if Markiplier finds out about that and hates you, I will take that hit.
Love you, Kyle.
Yeah.
Thank you for the Nightmare Fuel, Kyle. Yes, that'll keep us up later.
Thanks, Kyle. Suck, Kyle.
All right. What's next?
The fourth number 4 box office bomb. There we go.
Now, see, this I found surprising because this looked like pure Oscar bait, literally.
Right.
And mind you, I didn't get to see it, but the cast alone looked intriguing.
Right.
But again, I think this failed to the idea of promotion.
Right.
I don't think it really got bad ratings or anything like that, unless people were saying, "Oh, it's obvious Oscar bait," and so the plot is a little flimsy. But you can't knock the idea of having a cast like this, especially a main trio.
Oh,
yeah. I mean, the idea of like Christian Bale having a fake eye, that's just wild to me. And I do have this in my HBO Max, since it is on HBO Max now. I will be watching it this week at some point before the end of the year. But it's like, so people knew so little about this movie that it's hard to really see that whether or not it was a bad movie, because it just really didn't have enough time to simmer in theaters, especially when it was coming out around the same time as Wakanda Forever and obviously Avatar later on in the month, and more holiday oriented fare. It's almost unfair to go ahead and say that it may have been a bad movie. It may have been a loss, and they may have should have put it in a different bracket during the year, but I can't imagine it's bad.
Yeah, see, that's the problem with this. I mean, it's considered bad because, again, it all comes down to the money aspect of it. It's the show business part of it. And when you have a movie that only pulled in, $31 million based on an $80 million budget, you're not even pulling in half of that. And that's all they're going to look at. It's all the execs are going to look at. Did this movie make money? Was it a good movie, bad movie? Who cares? Can we make more money off it?
Yeah, and probably part of the issue with it was because it had such an inflated cast.
Because you had him. I was going to say Margot Robbie was in it. Zoe Saldana. You had a big cast in there, a powerful cast. But again, like you said, it kind of slipped under the radar a little bit. So it didn't do at all well because of the fact that nobody knew about it. Wakanda Forever. I mean, give credit to Disney on this. They aced the marketing of that movie. Especially fresh on the heels of Multiverse of Madness.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you look at something that's got literally Batman and Harley Quinn in the movie.
Yeah. And obviously David O. Russell, who obviously has a long pedigree of stuff. Like I said, you get Zoe Saldana, who's obviously done so well with Guardians and all the MCU stuff, and obviously Avatar. Shit. But it's like, oh yeah, she did that too. We did something on the sports show earlier. Will this be remembered in 2030? This will not be remembered in 2030.
No, it won't. It'll barely be remembered in 2023.
Yeah, I think people don't even notice it now. So,
and it's a shame.
Yeah.
But that's the problem with, a box office bust. It could be a great movie, but if you don't get the asses in the seats, it doesn't really matter.
Exactly.
It's show business, not show fun time.
Exactly. Right. Disney marketing rarely fails. The only time, that's stuff they don't care about.
Like Strange World.
Yeah, so. Oh, yeah. Well, we talked about Strange World right off the bat.
Yeah, Tyler, you missed everything.
Tyler, we're talking right now, but we're gonna go back to the box office bests. But right now, we're discussing the box office busts of 2022.
Right. How many busts do we have left?
I only loaded 5, but I think the entire list is like 10.
Okay, as long as we did 5. Then we can go back to the bests.
We're on number 4 right now. What number 5's coming up after that?
All right.
Oh, I thought we had number 3.
No, we're number 4.
Oh.
Yeah, no. So far, what did we have? Well, we zipped past Strange World.
Right, but that's an example of what Kyle is saying, because I really don't think they cared about the marketing for that film. It was just a throwaway film, and whether it's because of the subject matter of like the LGBTQ character in the movie, it remains to be seen. But Lord knows you see enough people who went to see the movie and they're just like complaining about that as a critique of the film just because they happen to have this character. I'm like,
are they though? I mean, or is it just one of those things that's what they're focusing on because any press is good press?
Dude, when I saw Saberspark, who's a YouTuber, he went ahead and reviewed the film. And he's the one that went on to IMDb to look at the user ratings and critiques and everything. He saw a lot of that. And then I went for myself, and I went to go check it out. You'll see that from the users. Not from the major critics, but from the users, the actual fans that went to go see the film.
Okay.
And people are using it as a political stepping stone. And it's like, that's not what the movie's for.
That's now everything's a political stepping stone in some way.
Right.
You know.
But it's a Disney film. It's an animated Disney film. It's got a little gooey side character that's easily going to be toy marketable.
Yeah, and what can you say?
Exactly.
Jake Gyllenhaal and Dennis Quaid of all people. I mean, God, give it some credit.
And yeah, what can you say? It's not Groot. It's not Baby Groot.
Yeah.
It's not.
No,
Rocky.
but you know what it is? I think Disney just needs to stay away from the sci-fi epics for a while. Because that really does not seem to be their bread and butter when it comes to making movies. Whether there's The Black Hole, Tron, Treasure Planet,
you're killing me.
Strange World,
right?
Lightyear. Like, stay away from sci-fi for a while. Sci-fi is not where Disney makes its money.
Fantasy and imagination is.
Right, and technically Star Wars counts as fantasy.
But Star Wars was not theirs. They bought Star Wars.
Exactly.
And obviously, another point on that, they bought Star Wars, and look what happened to it. I mean, they kind of killed the sequels and all the anticipatory aspect of it. The first movie in 10 years, and it was like,
Leave the sci-fi stuff to Marvel.
Yeah.
Simply put.
John Carter. Okay.
Oh, God, yeah, John Carter. God, the movie that could have been.
Yeah.
But it was just had such an inflated budget.
Hey, Disney, take our advice. Don't do no more sci-fi.
Unless it's Avatar, I guess. But,
But again, yeah.
Oh, the 355.
355. I mean, you guys
I haven't seen it.
Yeah.
But it's been on, like, streaming for, like, the majority of the year because there was a January release, which... Despite what people say nowadays, how like January used to be a burial ground for movies because nobody went to the movies after the holidays. Mm-hmm. January was like the dead zone. If you wanted to release a movie but you didn't care, that's when you did it. And even now, there's a lot more stuff that comes out so much that some good movies are in January. I feel like this is one of those ones that suffers, because not only is it a January release, but it's also an all-female release, which of course... Anytime a movie does that, regardless of whether or not it's a good movie, people look at that and be like, oh, they're pushing an agenda.
And
at this point, our society is built towards questioning everything.
Exactly.
Kyle, I will say yes, and I would have last week said no. We'll get
the money from overseas. It's not going to make the money from American.
No. I mean, we'll get the Avatar Way of Water in a little bit. I guarantee we're going to get to that soon. But my short answer is yes, I do believe so. Scream. 1990. The movie with Fonzie in it.
No. He's talking about like this year's Scream.
This year's Scream. Scream 5.
It's funny when I think
that was an early enough release.
5.
Right, but that was also an early in the year release. Yeah. So I mean that makes sense.
And in January, also part of the problem with it is the fact that winter, cold, people stay inside. NFL playoffs is a big part of that also. So there's a lot of things that go on where people are just not going out to movies necessarily because there's also no holiday weekends, really.
Yeah,
Right.
but this does look like an interesting movie. I mean, check Jessica Chastain, Fan Bang Bing, goddamn Lupita Nyong'o, who looked goddamn fantastic in Wakanda Forever. So I'm sure she's good here. You know, this is enough to entice the male gaze. So it's like,
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
So, I mean, if
look at
nothing
what.
else.
Anyway,
Now I
Plus,
have
who else is
my
in this one?
curiosity.
Penelope Cruz. is in
Penelope
there.
Cruz, Fan Bingbing, Diane Kruger, Lupita Nyong'o. You mentioned,
Diane Kruger.
Yes,
Oh my
yes.
God, yeah.
and Sebastian Stan.
Now you have opened my curiosity, friend.
He's like, now I'll take a look at it. You know?
Yeah, no, there's enough hotness to start up a skillet in this movie. So, I mean, why not? There's something for everybody, depending on your nationality.
Exactly. Well, you actually know you got the kind of the United Nations on that picture right there.
Yeah,
So
Yeah, but it's a good United Nations, not like
exactly.
real United Nations.
Kyle, we'll check that. That's a video we're working on right now. Short version is basically Kyle was part of a review that we have coming out on the sports side of things for what we call America Reacts To, and it's called Underwater Rugby.
Kyle, damn it.
Kyle.
Oh,
Kyle.
By the way, for the record, Kyle, I really feel bad the fact you have to hear that all the time because I hear "Beam Me Up, Scotty," and I'm sure as shit here guarantee you hear Cal a lot worse.
Kyle.
All right,
he's
let's
the
see.
most active commenter tonight. All right, don't be messing with the man.
No,
Oh,
dude,
I'm not messing with him.
I like Kyle. By the way, I'm going to throw one more in there because I think honestly, in this case, it matters.
What is this?
It's
Cyrano.
Cyrano,
Cyrano, the Peter Dinklage one, because that was
which
such a-
actually also just came up on streaming.
that
So if
was
you want to
such
watch
a
that.
passion project for him. And I had a feeling, I don't know about you, but I had a feeling going into this movie was not going to do at all well. You know, and it only pulled in $6.4 million at the box office worldwide.
6.4 million.
6.4 on a decent $30 million budget. Okay, fine. But yeah, not even $6.5 million for Cyrano.
Wow.
But again, what was the promotion like for a film like this?
Under the radar. But I mean,
Right.
Peter Dinklage has some drawing power. But maybe
He does,
not
but
necessarily the lead.
But as much as he may have drawing power, if he's like the only star in the movie and it is given off as like a romantic sort of movie, it's not going to entice the general audience. Romances and rom-coms in general just don't work in the theaters anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because today's society, we got men versus women now. We got men feeling like they're displaced
Well,
and not accepted. And
Whoa, okay. Days
yeah, I was
getting
going to say, well, you know what it is? I'm looking at what like Anthony Mackie said recently. It's like people don't go to the theaters to watch an Anthony Mackie movie. They go to see a Falcon movie.
yes.
You know, and he's like, I'm very grateful for Marvel for obviously what they did, but they don't go there to see me. They don't go there to see Chris Hemsworth, or you know, they go there to see Thor. And that's where the industry now as a whole is. I would even go so far as to say, even with John Wick, we talked about before, that's a little closer, but I think it's more
Well,
John Wick than Keanu.
But it feels like they're going to see both. at
That's
the
a little
same-
closer in this case, yeah. But I mean, with Multiverse of Madness, are they seeing Benedict Cumberbatch? Or are they seeing Stephen Strange?
Stephen Strange.
There you go.
Well, I mean, the best example of this would probably be the Bourne franchise. Because look at what happened when they went like and departed one step from Jason Bourne and they put in Jeremy Renner in
Legacy,
the Bourne
yeah.
Legacy. Did that bring it in? No.
No,
Because it wasn't Bourne.
I still haven't even seen that yet. I've seen the other four.
Well,
right?
what Kyle mean by incoming?
Is that a movie that was released this year?
No, I don't think.
It just sounds like Tyler's trying to drop a bomb.
All right,
Well-
Tyler, what do you mean by incoming?
Is he, unless
He's not looking at us. I don't think he's
Yeah.
looking at us.
you watch John Wick for the gun choreography. Yeah, exactly.
Yes. Yes, yes,
Yes.
yes.
How is he going to kill another 97 people in this movie?
You go for the what is his name?
See that
John
poster
Woo.
right there?
That's Peter Dinklage.
You go for the gun
Arabella.
woo. The gun woo. The gun
Yeah.
woo. Without the gun woo, there's no martial arts.
There's no without the gung fu. There's no martial art. Forget the stuff with swords and bow staves and knives and
Riding a horse in the
hand-to-hand
third
combat.
movie.
No, without the guns.
By the way, can I
Yes.
just point out for the
Yeah.
third John Wick movie, I did 2 days there. I had to sign an NDA, and do you know how difficult it was to not talk about the fact that John Wick rides a horse in that movie through Manhattan?
That was gangster.
I had to legally shut my mouth on that shit for like a year and a half and not talk about the fact that he rides a literal horse in that movie.
That junk is gangster.
You know, the first day was actually really easy because they had me drive a taxi cab that just sat in traffic the entire night.
Exactly, Kyle.
I-
Exactly.
But
But
yeah,
anyway, as far as Cyrano, it's a shame
yeah.
because the actor in me, wants to watch this movie and see what they do to the Cyrano story. You know,
And
Right.
he's a very workable Cyrano. You can
Right.
see how him as a person could work as a Cyrano de Bergerac.
yeah, you know, you don't need the fake funny nose like Steve
No.
Martin had in Roxanne.
Roxanne.
Or even the book. You know, like I
Roxanne.
said, Peter Dinklage himself has probably dealt with this on a personal level as well. You know, being what, 3'8", 4 foot, whatever he happens to be. So he might have actually experienced this on a personal. That's why this was such a passion project for him and such a disappointment that it did not do well.
Hmm.
Hmm.
But hopefully that doesn't
Yeah.
deter him from doing more
I'll tell you
artistic
about that later.
endeavor.
Yeah,
You know,
so-
I would prefer to see him in a movie like this rather than seeing him as like the giant dwarf in Infinity War.
I thought that was kind of funny.
That was funny.
Yeah, but that's
also-
almost like tongue-in-cheek racist. You know?
Well, actually, but Heights is, I guess, really.
Yeah, Heist is not racist.
I don't know if
Okay,
you
okay,
ever-
okay.
But you know what it is? Listen, he signed the
Ableist.
contract.
Ableist.
You know, and listen, when you sign he signed that contract, so he kind of waives the whole, this was a height prejudice. If he's like, I'm signing off to play a giant in this movie, he could have said no.
Yeah, he could have.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe some of the people from Little People Big World would do it. I don't know.
Exactly. You see my face? He could have said no.
Yeah,
He
dude.
chose not to.
But Disney's like, here's a bag of money. Go.
And what
By the
you
way,
gonna do when they give you a bag of money?
Exactly. So
I
no,
still would have preferred to see him as MODOK.
Ryan, what would you do if they gave you a bag of money just to be a guy your size?
Is there a character my size that makes sense?
Paul Blart 3. And listen, I'm saying myself on this one too, man.
No, I'm saying you give me the character that I would have to embody for that bag of money, and I could tell you.
You want serious or
Who's a good-
comedy?
I would say
Whatever.
Marvel comedy.
Here's the thing.
Yeah, actually, you know what? In the comments too, Kyle, Tyler, any of you that have been watching, if you know of a Marvel character who is larger bodied male,
I have
and-
one in mind, but I hate, as somebody who's dealt with more like fat jokes and insults and berasion that I've had my entire life, I don't want to say it. But there is
Same here.
one.
who?
Blob.
See, with
And I-
Blob,
listen, you know
I
what,
don't
let me
think
just
I
say
could
this. I
do
fucking
it
hate- I hate
because-
the fact that I fucking
Here's
said
the
that.
thing. When they've shown
No.
Blob in cinema, whether it was
Yeah, I was like, yeah.
yeah, they did do that in
Nick?
X-Men Origins Wolverine.
Yeah. But I mean, yeah, but see, okay, Juggernaut, no, because Juggernaut's got muscle. So
No,
Oh,
but
wow.
see, in both cases, they're just larger in stature. They're done by taller actors. I'm probably only like 5'9", 5'10" on a good day.
Mhm.
So it would have to be someone of normal size.
I don't know. I'd have to think about it.
Yeah, like unless they went ahead and like blew me up, like did like that whole Gandalf and Hobbit thing where I am bigger than the rest of the cast.
Like they did with Peter Dinklage in Thor.
Right.
To an extra degree.
Yeah, no, and even I would say Juggernaut, maybe not. But
Kingpin.
I don't know. So far,
again,
you have
that's
Duncan
someone
and
of
also,
stature too. It's
D'Onofrio.
like if you're going to be wide in the MCU, you got to be like tall too. And Vincent D'Onofrio, he's got that height. He's got that
Yeah.
imposing and presence. So I'm gonna be fine with him doing it. Although I wouldn't be against Kingpin. Although I would prefer to have someone that's like a little bit more standout. Kingpin's just a dude who knows how to wear a white suit. All right.
Can I just point out, I watched for the season finale of Godfather of Harlem. He was on set alongside Forrest Whitaker. His technique is very unique because he starts ad-libbing lines before the election.
Mm-hmm.
He's the only one I've ever seen where actually he'll sit there and he will just run with like 2 or 3 sentences of lines, and then they will just call action while he's in the middle of a sentence.
Yeah, no, he gets the steam pump going.
And I'm like, dude, that's smart.
Yeah, no, because then it gets you into character without waiting.
Yeah, and it's like you get yourself kind of like steam. Shadow King. Yeah, it's interesting.
Shadow King, I couldn't do because I feel like you have to be more racially appropriate for that.
Racially appropriate? What do you mean, racially?
Well, you know who the Shadow King is in like real life in the comic books. He's a guy from Egypt. This is not a guy from Egypt.
It's a guy from suburban New Jersey.
If you want to whitewash the Shadow King,
that's a PR nightmare waiting to happen.
I think the way they did the way they cast him in Legion, that was appropriate. That was
okay.
So
yeah, so right now Blob would be the best guess, and that's only if you went ahead and had to add on the CGI. And even then, I think you'd have to even add on a few more roles because I may be big, but I'm not as curvy as the Blob is.
Yeah, like I said, I felt a lot of pain having to even say that.
No.
I did. No, I get it. You know.
I got nothing against it. I think I could rock a mohawk, absolutely. But
yeah, you could.
I don't think I have the roles to do it properly.
Yeah. Pink Pearl. Who's that one?
Pink Pearl.
And this is not to disrespect or be rude to anybody. This is just throwing it out there to see if there is a character that Ryan could play.
Right, because that's the thing. It's like when you think about like thicker people, especially in comics, especially in the MCU, there's not a lot of characters that are done up like that. In comics in general, there are a few characters of a larger girth that are done in a proper way. I'd say probably the most notable would be
Faith.
Okay,
I see Pink Pearl here.
I would say Faith from I forget the comic brand, but she is a thick-bodied. No.
Now he's still offended.
You know, this is one of those times when, thankfully, we're not on live television where I can say, Scott, fuck around and find out. All right, don't even play with me.
Yeah, no, I'm yeah, we're just gonna pull that right off of there. How's that?
I can say that today.
The Kingpin, yeah. You have to dump the glasses. You have to get an attitude change because you're not like badass enough to break somebody's arm.
Oh God, no, he did.
You're right there, Dave.
Thanks, Kyle. Appreciate that. Anyway, going back to those bests. How about that? Let's pull this one in real quick.
Oh God.
Yeah, let's get some bests up here.
Yeah, get some bests, please. I was not expecting that. I'm sorry. Oh God, you okay, Ryan?
Oh, I'm fine. Whether or not Scott's gonna be good by the end of this, I don't know.
Oh, I'm fine, dude. Yeah, we'll go that way.
Oh,
there.
God.
It's like the fact you gotta gender swap me. Damn.
So now this is considered, by the way, in this case, a box office, best.
Yes. And I will say this. You could tell when a movie's really good if you bring my mother to go see this movie and she enjoyed this movie right here.
And the thing is, for all intent and purposes, it was a good movie. I just don't know if people would say it was a good Marvel movie. Because I feel like it didn't live up to the expectations that maybe some fans had for where the franchise was going.
Well, also coming on the literal heels of No Way Home,
and
how good that was in so many fronts. You know, from the laugh aspect of it, the unity aspect, and honestly, even the pain. You know, when Tobey Maguire, we'll call it that, gets stabbed through the back, everybody has that oh shit moment. You know, when MJ goes, falls off, the side of the building. You have that oh shit moment when Andrew Garfield's character is diving off to try and save her. And you have these emotional moments in them that obviously everything worked out okay, but you have this oh shit moment going on. And then you have that powerhouse going right up against, in this case, Doctor Strange.
Right. We're here. The only oh shit moment was when you had all those superheroes of the Illuminati getting gacked.
Dude, they were glorified cameos. I can't.
They were glorified cameos.
There's no emotional attachment to John Krasinski as Reed Richards.
Right. Yes, it was. Yes, it was.
It was fan casting at best.
It's like, oh, hey, it's Jim from The Office. Oh, there goes Jim from The Office. It was like, okay, why do I feel anything here? Charles Xavier, okay, I may give you that one. But they were fan service to be brought in they were brought in for the sole purposes of dying.
Right. It was crazy dark, I had to say.
Yeah.
A lot of darker than expected. Yes, it was. And you wanted Disney to push that envelope, and they did.
Yeah, there were some parts that were dark, especially when it came to like Wanda invading. I guess Kamatage was where they were, and going really evil. But then, in the same respect, you had some things that were just Sam Raimi goofy.
Yeah, like basically the traffic lights are blue or something.
Zombie Doctor Strange looked goofy as fuck. All right, I'm just gonna say it. He looked goofy as fuck. It looked like something that came out of Army of Darkness, not something that came out of Evil Dead.
Well, you know what? It had to go that route because they had to debate: do we want this super dark to the point where we wanted a rated R, or do you want it super, like, kind of dark in a way where it's acceptable for the children and Disney?
See, I think this would have benefited from being a rated R film. If they went R with this, it would have been a better film.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah. I totally agree.
But that's a James Gunn move, not a Marvel move.
Exactly.
But this could have been the hedgeway they need, so that this way something like Deadpool doesn't have to be the first R-rated Marvel film, and they have to have that kind of pressure on it.
There's talk that they're going to PG-13 that thing.
Yeah, they're going to make
better not.
I know. I'm just like, because now it's part of Disney, and Disney has a certain MO that they want to keep with.
No.
It's going to be a hard PG-13, just to let you know. It's going to be so.
Say what you will about Bob Chapek. Even Bob Chapek knew some things in Marvel are going to have to go R. If Bob Iger reverses that and tries to make everything family friendly, that's going to be the black mark against Iger.
Yeah,
and they're giving a second Constantine film to Keanu. Whether or not that's still on the docket in the James Gunn universe, I don't know, but I would like to see a dark Constantine film.
I think you could, and here's the thing: Keanu has done R-rated films before.
Yeah,
and he is a bankable talent. So,
and he works well with our films. The John Wick franchise shows that.
Yeah. So what do you have? You have him revisiting a character, a lesser known DC character, but someone who's sort of known, maybe even more for like Legends of Tomorrow. But all you have is Keanu. This is the example to go against the Anthony Mackie thing, where you're not seeing a Constantine film. You're seeing the guy from John Wick play a DC character.
Correct, because I got used to the current guy from Legends of Tomorrow.
Yeah, the British guy.
Yeah, and to me, he makes a good John Constantine, but Keanu also did too. So it
I don't see that one happening. By the way, I think Disney's going to back that off.
Yeah, they're not going to do a Gambit origin film. They're going to do a Gambit from the X-Men animated series and try to bring him into.
That's what I'm saying. Like
now, whether or not it'll be Channing Tatum like they always planned, I don't know. But
Chris Potter
would be something.
He was the voice for most of the seasons.
Now I'm hearing rumors that Rogue is going to be black.
Well, there was a lot of fan talk over Halloween about Keke Palmer.
Yeah,
because she just really had like a good embodiment, the voice fit. And she cosplays at it, and with that curly hair and the white streak coming down, it's like, okay, yeah, very similar to the animated version that we got when we were kids. But again, at this point, they don't even know which Professor X they're gonna go with.
Exactly,
they've already killed off one version. I don't know if they're going to go ahead and necessarily go with any established professor, whether it be McAvoy or if they bring back Stewart.
No,
It
I
would
think
be
they'll go younger.
nice, but I think you have to go completely fresh.
They're going to go fresh and they're going to go younger, and they're probably not going to go white guy.
Right. That's why you're only getting Wolverine for one film. You know that it's going to be like kind of like X-Men send off
Yeah,
from Deadpool 3. That's going to be like all right. This is that part of that universe. That's all done. That's all good. Breaking all the fourth walls. Let's bring in the new cast.
that's exactly it. Yeah, I think that's
Wait, the guy who played Gambit in the Awful Origin movie was
Taylor Hitch. Yes.
They,
Or Taylor Kitsch. Sorry, Kitsch,
Yeah.
not Hitch. Kitsch.
This is considered a box office success. It is not a good film, but we're going purely on, like I said, this is why it says box office best.
Now we're in the other spectrum. Now we're in the other world.
This is the only movie that also broke $1 billion, and it made it by like $1,000.
But nostalgia, man, just because you had like the original cast coming back and CGI dinos, which were supposed to destroy the world.
You made the fifth movie where they were selling dinosaurs as WMDs look good by comparison.
Right, because now the big threat isn't dinosaurs, it's locusts.
Yes.
Getting all biblical with this bullshit.
There were no dinosaurs. You had bugs in your Jurassic World movie.
Not even the ones that were like in amber. It would be different if they actually took the insects from the Jurassic era and reconstitute and you had like giant mosquitoes and stuff attacking people. But no, you did it so you could control the food population.
Yeah. And also, can I point out, putting together Alan and Ellie at the end of it was just like, why? If
it was going to happen, it would have happened all these times when all these other movies were going on.
Exactly. She got married and had kids in the third one. She bailed him out. Fine, forget that for a second. But you clearly saw that they were separating and that they were going off on their own lives. Now, basically, because of plot device, it's like, well, let's put them back together again. Why not?
Yeah. Plus, Clone Child over here. Fuck that kid. All right? I'm sorry. Fuck that clone child. All right?
Figuratively, I hope.
Is the main problem with the whole damn plot. Ever since her inception and, creation, I guess, she has been the bane of everyone's existence. Just because she's got like this, molecular bond with dinosaurs. No, fuck you, child. I don't care who you are. The dinos got to die.
They're supposedly making a seventh one now too, and like an opening of a
No. They said this was going to be the last one. They said this was the final. This is the final.
Like I said, it made $1 billion.
Ryan, no, just suck it up.
No,
they're gonna drive this franchise to the grave.
No,
they're gonna drive the franchise to the grave.
No.
Yeah, that's right.
Stop it.
Like I told you, it doesn't matter if the movie's good. It matters if it's good financially.
Yes, they're going to drive that film.
Clone Child. It was around the Star Child from Mass Effect.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wait, Ryan. Because Jurassic Park Dominion made money, you want to know what I'm going to say to you?
Sorry, when you say that and Minions comes on, they're like, What are you going to say, Day?
Put my money in the grave. They're going to burn. They're going to put it.
Speaking of money in the grave, this fucking movie.
Minions, I don't care. Minions are still fun.
Yeah, they're fun.
You
Stop
your brain
Ryan.
off. You just have fun with it, I mean,
it still shouldn't make as much money as it does.
You know what, though? It's the penultimate kid movie.
Right.
And it made $939. So.
I mean, the fact that people are actually upset about like the storytelling and the lore from one movie to the next when it comes to Minions.
Yeah.
Well, see, even Kyle here, it's made for kids.
Yes, that's
what
fine.
What did the Minions learn in
more
this
reason
movie?
You don't have to get that serious with it.
No. It's made for kids. It's memorable. If your child said, "Can we go see the Minions?"
I just want to say, just as we were saying in the other episode about the year that Michelle Yeoh has had.
Yeah.
She was in this movie.
Yeah, she was.
Yes, she was.
And this is the only thing that's keeping Steve Carell's career afloat, that and Office reruns.
Dude, that's on all the time at this point.
Yeah.
But I think at this point, like either make another Despicable Me movie that actually means something without like a secret hidden twin brother, or just stop. We've gone as far as we can go down this rabbit hole without going further.
Right.
We're now retreading steps.
Right.
What?
Yeah.
Put my money on the gray.
Ah!
Yeah.
No, the only reason I even saw this damn movie, the only reason is because my friend Liz loves Minions. And I love her as a friend. And I would do that for her
Sorry about that.
birthday or because she asked. Doesn't mean I had to enjoy it. I got myself pretty liquored up before I took her to the movie. And thankfully, a bucket of popcorn is big enough that I can put my head inside of it.
Oh,
Well, let's close this one out, by the way. Since
Why?
you guys were
What
talking-
else is best? Okay, yeah.
You know, right now, Avatar: Way of Water, and I'm looking at the box office list right now. It is currently the 5th highest grossing movie this year. Sits at
Just after 2 weeks.
889. It's sitting at 89. So what you said before about last week about it being a slow burn, I think you're right on that one. I'm going to be wrong on this, I think.
Right, but also look at the domestic box office versus the global. This movie is not making its money domestically; it's making it globally.
2/3 is actually international. 600 million of it.
Right. Whereas I think just in the second week, it opened up at like 130 something here in its opening week. This week,
yeah,
it went down to like 50 something.
Yeah,
Still number one at the box office, only followed by Puss in Boots: The Last Wish, which I think made 11 million for its opening, which is a shame because I feel like it should have gotten more for the holiday season.
It's currently at 58 million. It's 50-50 pretty much. So.
Right. So I mean that's a sizable drop from week 1 to week 2. So I don't know if it's necessarily going to have much more success come January, but certainly globally is where it's making its film.
Surprisingly, Dragon Ball Superhero made 86 million. That's not bad.
Yeah, but what was the budget on that?
I don't know. Probably 2030. I don't have the budget numbers here. Bob's Burgers did not do well. Bob's Burgers made 2 million international.
Yeah, no, that was a shame because I enjoy Bob's Burgers. But
listen, Bob's Burgers is a really good like background TV thing.
Yeah.
Where you just kind of like sit there and just kind of listen to the verbiage in the background and not like get too sucked into it.
Right, it's good for the music.
Yeah, and also those intros and whatever wordplay they've got going on, you know, whatever he has as far as like the menu that day. But
yeah, but even the plot for the movie was like a little far fetched compared to your standard episode.
The murder and everything like that. You're like, whoa, and the landfill and everything going on.
It's different saying than The Simpsons because The Simpsons always did like really weird out there stuff. So doing a movie in that same vein wasn't too far beyond the pale. Something like Bob's Burgers, where you actually went ahead and got like this, you know, conspiracy theory and you know, kidnapping and murder and stuff like that. It felt a bit much for Bob's Burgers.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I watched it on Hulu. It was, you know, you'd chill out and watch it, but
yeah, but it doesn't make you laugh as much as a standard episode. No, because it's a bit long-winded,
and that's part of it too. You know, like I said, you're getting delved into too much of a plot, so you know how it's going to work out. It's not like there's going to be any kind of surprises. You know that they're going to figure out who it was. You know the business is not going to go under. You know, you're back to square. Essentially, you're back to square one.
And mind you, what you just said also plays into Avatar: The Way of Water.
Well, yeah. Well, now there's multiple movies of that coming out after this. So.
Oh my God.
So
I think we're gonna have to wait like another 5 years.
Right.
What?
You know what?
Don't. Not the third time. Not for a third time. Don't do it. Don't do it.
My money in the grave.
God. You're looking right there.
On that note, quickly.
Oh, okay. We'll do the nominations before the last.
We're going to go right into that direction ASAP here. So, by the way, I'm pulling, as you can see, the.
Oh, yeah, we can't.
We're picking up from last week. This is the Golden Globes list from goldenglobes.com.
All right, fix the screen.
Yeah, motion picture, original song. We did that last week. TV series. There we go. Okay.
Yeah, just scrunch it down or
Yeah.
scrunch us
Bugger
down.
all. How do I do that? Let's see. Yeah, it's too
Yeah,
small.
Oh,
Right?
that's a way to do it.
Yeah, that's a way to do it. Or have it bigger and we're just right on the side of it.
Yeah, but how's that?
Yeah.
That works too.
All right, so we'll do it that way. You know, usually I'm working off different screens, so I can't always see what you guys see right as fast. But okay, so television drama, we have Better Call Saul, Crown, House of the Dragon, Ozark, and My Severance. I think personally, probably Better Call Saul is going to get it because it's the last season.
Yeah, they do usually play up to that sort of stuff.
You know,
And
House
from
of
what
the
I hear, it was a
Dragon.
good final season.
it was, yeah, but it's still, like I said, you have a long-standing thing. I said we said this last week. It's all about the last shot for something. You know, Return of the King killed at the Oscars because it was the last one. They went 4, 2, and then literally 11 Oscars because it's your last chance.
I'm going to say House of Dragons.
Okay.
I'm
No,
going to say Severance because I'm a suck up.
Why not? You know what? Live it with the thing that basically. Yes, for the record, if you've seen Severance season 1, I am aware of what's going on with Severance season 2, and no, I will be shit canned in a heartbeat if I say a damn word about what's going on over there. You know, yeah, I like that show because it does very well for me income wise, and also health insurance for us, and funds this business and what we have going on for 2023. So we like Severance. We're not talking about basically the plot.
Although Ozark could also be a front runner in that sense because just like Better Call Saul, it's also the last season.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Better Call Saul had, I think, more seasons and also was a spin-off of Breaking Bad.
Right.
So it has
there's
longer,
legacy there, but honestly, which show had the better acting? I hear more people talking about like the acting that was done in Ozark as opposed to the acting that was done in Better Call Saul.
So like I said, I think basically Better Call Saul is going to get it.
We'll see.
So
yeah, best performance.
Yeah. So basically, best performance by an actress: D'Arcy in House of the Dragon, Laura Linney in Ozark. You just mentioned that. Imelda Staunton in The Crown, Hilary Swank, Alaska Daily, which I didn't even know if anybody's even watching that, and Zendaya for Euphoria. And I will be right back after these messages.
Yeah, I'm going to say Zendaya.
Well, I knew you were going to go ahead and say
I'm going to
Zendaya.
have to say it because I saw the show. The show was really done very well, and it was very popular. So,
which is why I'm more surprised that Euphoria didn't get a Best Show nomination.
Yeah.
Considering what season 2 brought to the table and how many people talked about it. But, yeah, I think, I mean, if you, I suppose someone like Laura Linney in Ozark could definitely take it. Like I said, the acting in Ozark was definitely much touted, much talked about. So I could see them going that route. I haven't seen anything about Alaska Daily. I know Hilary Swank has a television show, but I have seen nothing about this show.
Me either. So, you know, the Emily how you say your last name?
Imelda Staunton. Which I almost think that could also be a tongue-in-cheek winner simply because she plays Queen Elizabeth II. So, I mean, considering the Queen died, you know, I maybe like, a symbolic gesture to let her win.
But like I said, Zendaya for the win for this best performance by an actress.
I just popped out, but you didn't mention that Imelda Staunton was also the most hated character in all Harry Potter, right?
No, we didn't.
No.
Yeah, because
I was wondering if anybody remembered that.
She was Dolores Umbridge, who I think a lot of people hate more than they actually hate Voldemort in that movie.
Oh, well, wow. Because she was a pompous authority figure.
Oh, yeah. God. And a lot of us have had teachers that are close to that. And you're like, oh, yeah. You think about one teacher in specific. It's like, yeah.
I mean, she might as well be the buff one from Matilda, you know? Like any bad teacher.
Best performance by an actor on television: Old Man, Kevin Costner, Yellowstone, Diego Luna, Andor, Bob Odenkirk, back to Better Call Saul, and Adam Scott for Severance. Kudos to that guy for being number one on the call sheet after years of Parks and Rec. So,
yeah, this almost feels like it could be anybody's, to be honest.
Right.
I know you want to say Bob Odenkirk because it's the final season, but you know what? Diego Luna, as we saw, did great in Andor.
Yeah.
Yellowstone is so touted and talked about now that I can't see Kevin Costner not being
You
in
have a spin-off with
contention.
Harrison Ford. How weird is that?
Yeah. And Jeff Bridges, I didn't hear much about the old man, but
I didn't
it
either.
looked good. Jeff Bridges looked intimidating.
Right.
Yeah. I think I think Kevin Costner wins it because he's never won a Golden Globe. He's been movies all the way through. And I don't think he's
Yeah.
ever won anything for television yet.
And how long has Yellowstone been on television for
This
now?
is like the 5th season for that show.
Yeah, and it's finally picked up enough steam that it's like super popular.
Yeah.
It's been a slow burn for that show as well. Her
You know,
villain is
yeah.
Trunchbull. Yeah, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
That any kind of sucky authority figure. It's like the crusty old dean in every college movie. You just hate them.
That one guy from Breakfast Club, whatever his name was. I was watching Die Hard last
Principal,
night. The same actor, whatever his name is.
They just all suck.
They'd be, yeah. But you know what? It's a paycheck out of it. But Kevin Costner, I think, takes that one. Andor, considering they're talking about season 2, I think it's too early for Luna to get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, the
Yeah.
Andor itself is only going to be a 2-season series, so maybe
Yeah,
on the
right.
second
Same with
season I might
Severance
get
too
it.
with Adam Scott. I mean, credit to him for getting the nomination in the first place because it is. Listen, even knowing what I knew, it is a fantastic series anyway,
Right.
and it's very very well done on so many different fronts. And yeah, I'm really really impressed with how Ben Stiller is running that show.
Again, not sucking up or anything.
Right.
No, dude, I mean, that's I told you last week. I bumped into him.
I know,
and I bounced
I
off him.
know.
He was a brick wall. No, but in all seriousness, there was a day where he actually just showed up at like 11 o'clock at night just to see how things were going on a day that on an episode he wasn't even directing. Because like last year, there was 3 episodes he didn't direct last year. This year, there's a couple he's not doing. He showed up at 11 o'clock at night just to check on things, how things were going. He's like, hey, how you doing? And left. Because he is so impassioned about this series. And it shows. Apple TV, to their credit, I'm starting to watch Ted Lasso now. Apple TV, to their credit, does a really good job. There's a certain niche to their shows that I can't figure out what it is yet. But
White people.
No, not even that. I mean, no, Milchick in Severance, who by the way is a black guy. He's creepy. I'm sorry, that dude is just creepy. I was talking to him last week, 2 weeks ago, and there's just a certain creep factor to the Milchick character, and you're just like, yeah, I don't know what to think with you.
What do you think of me?
Yeah, there you go. Davion's shooting for his role.
Yeah.
Look, I'm just gonna say it.
There's something in that look in his face right there.
No dude in a turtleneck is ever not creepy. All right. It's just what turtlenecks do.
I used to wear turtlenecks as a kid. Leave me alone.
Well, there you go.
I wasn't creepy.
But anyway, yeah. So, where was I? Crap! Did I lose?
No.
There we go. Sorry, I lost the screen for a second.
Yeah, just keep it a different day. Let him look into his eyes.
Tabs open right now. I'm trying to find them all. Best TV series, musical comedy, Abbott Elementary, The Bear. Yeah, Hacks, Only Murders in the Buildings, and Wednesday.
I gotta say something.
Please.
You got 3 of the best comedies on this list. You got Abbott Elementary, Only Murder in the Building, and Wednesday.
Yeah.
See, this is hard right now. This is so hard. Because
I think Wednesday takes it, if you ask my opinion.
I don't know. Abbott Elementary have been pulling off miracles, bro. And then Only Murders in the Building. Yo, that's a good series. And Wednesday, oh my God. You know what? I might have to agree with you, but I gotta.
Yeah, but Hacks is also a previous award winner.
Yeah, but
it's already got lineage.
Yeah, who cares about Hacks? But anyway, those 3.
Whoa, hey. Maybe we all end up having a career like the lady in Hacks, all right?
Yeah, right.
We want it, but realistically, we don't want it. But anyway, Abbott Elementary talks about Oh God, like the true, because I used to be a substitute teacher,
Okay.
Oh, okay. He has
So that hits
and
home, that hits home for you.
the stories I give you is so accurate with this show. You
Yeah,
can't
that's right.
believe. And then on Only Murder in the Building, you got Chevy. Oh God, I
Steve
forgot
Steve
the.
Martin Short. and
You
Selena
almost said
Gomez.
Chevy Chase. You almost
Yeah, I
said Chevy
did.
Chase.
So
in the
that's
thing.
Community. It's Community.
Got you. Steve
I
No, we're
Martin.
talking Steve Martin.
Yeah, Martin Short
and Martin Short.
and Selena Gomez too.
Which
I don't know. Selena Gomez got this sex appeal in this show.
She's downplayed.
Selena
a little
Gomez
bit,
has sex appeal, period.
but I think it's downplayed a little bit on that show.
Yeah, it is.
You know,
And Wednesday, I love the concept. I love how they gave Wednesday more depth, more of a personality besides just this creepy little girl who's
Well,
now a teenager.
Christina Ricci. I mean, if you think, I mean, it's curious how long it took, but you saw. I mean, Christina Ricci was great in the second one of the Adam Sandler movies. You know, there was such a spotlight to her character. You know, and she was more than just that one little kid.
I'm torn
because there was
between-
actual character development for that
Right.
one, as opposed to the first one, which all centered around whether or not Fester was Fester.
Yeah, I mean, you
Right.
made the movie about a different character in this case, at least somewhat in that second movie. But
So I'm torn between Abaddon Elementary and Wednesday. I'm sorry.
I'll go Wednesday.
I think it could be Alabama Elementary or Hacks,
Okay.
because Hacks just has the performance stuff and the credentials.
Speaking of, actually, the next round, Best Actress, 4 of the 5 that we just talked about. So, Quinta Brunson from Abbott Elementary, Kaylee Cuoco from Flight Attendant. That's the only one that was not on the previous list. Selena Gomez, we just talked about her. Jenna Ortega, we just talked about her. And Jean Smart from Hacks. Jean Smart's been around for a long time, too. I think Jenna Ortega takes that one. I do.
I mean, Jenna Ortega certainly has the popularity wave going for
Yeah.
her. But as far as the Golden Globes, which is a more worldly selection of viewers, it's not just American voters on something like this.
Yeah.
I have to think it probably goes either more to Quinta Brunson or Jean Smart.
Okay.
Okay. I say Quinta Brunson and Gina Ortega.
Jenna.
Jenna.
Okay. All right.
Jenna Ortega, sorry.
That's good. That's good.
Like she's
All
deep.
right. We only got a few more left here. Best performing actor, Donald Glover in Atlanta, Bill Hader for Harry, Steve Martin and Martin Short going head to head. That's going to be tough.
Ooh.
And
Donald Glover. Donald
Jeremy
Glover.
Allen. Yeah, probably.
Well, wait, this was also the last season now
Of
for
Atlanta.
wasn't it?
Yep. Donald Glover.
God damn, a lot of stuff is ending.
Give it to Donald. If you don't give it to Donald, I will riot. I will riot. I will protest and I won't show up to the show if they don't give it to him.
Wow.
All right. All right.
I mean, in that sense, I kind of almost wanted to go to either Martin or Short just to annoy Day.
But here's
Because
the
here's the
thing.
thing. Here's the thing. If one of them wins, you know the other one's going to join them on stage. Like they are the most common duo now in comedy.
I did one day of stand-in work on that show. And one of my saddest regrets is the fact that as awesome as it was, I never came back because the character I stood in for never came back. I have never on any film set felt more welcomed for one day than I was on that one. And it was about 2 years ago. I guess it was probably around February, cold day. And I never felt so embraced to just be there for a single day. That it was just such an energy about it. And only Martin Short was there. Steve Martin wasn't there. And it was such a bizarre thing because I kind of wanted to go back, but I never could. They were like, we'd love to have you back. It's like, dude, and I felt welcome for like one of the few times in my entire life. I actually felt like 100% welcome. And it was like, God damn, it's a great place. Dude, yeah.
I want to meet Martin Short. I want to be welcomed by Martin Short.
Dude,
Same
yeah,
here.
like I said, it's just a great environment there.
Steve Martin and Martin Short.
Yeah.
But I still got to go with Donald Glover. Sorry.
No, I think you're right on that one. We got about 6 more, so we're going to try and roll a little bit here. Limited series, Blackbird by Apple TV. Dahmer, which, boy, that got a lot of attention. Dropout on Hulu, Pam and Tommy on Hulu, and also White Lotus.
Dahmer, White Lotus is the previous winner.
Dahmer would be my guess.
Yeah, as much as I don't want to say this, I want to say Dahmer monster, the Jeffrey Dahmer story.
I'm gonna hate that it's Dahmer, but it probably makes most sense because it is the one series out of all 5 that got the most attention.
Yeah.
Although, if we're going just strictly off of acting, I also would want to see The Dropout because I love me some Amanda Seyfried, and I feel like her acting and the character and the story behind all that was much more compelling. Because that's something I wasn't aware of. Dahmer was one of those stories. It's like you grew up listening about it on the news. It's like you really didn't learn too much that you probably didn't already know. You just wanted to see it more theatrical, So it was like
kids were dressing up as Jeffrey Dahmer for Halloween.
By the television, big deal.
Kids were dressing as Jeffrey Dahmer for Halloween. I found that just really bizarre.
No, lazy kids were dressing like him for Halloween.
Because they were not alive when all the shit was
glasses. All right, no, that's not a costume. That's not a costume.
That's creepy.
Yeah, it was.
All right, you want to be Jeffrey Dahmer? Show me one of those big ass turkey legs that you get from Disney World and just carry that around with you for the whole day.
Best performance actress limited series: Jessica Chastain, George and Tammy, Julia Garner, Inventing Anna, Lee James, Pam and Tommy, Julia Roberts in Gaslit, and Amanda Seyfried in The Dropout.
I have no idea.
I would want to say Julia Garner, only because the fact that Julia Garner isn't being nominated for Ozark. So at least they got her for Inventing Anna.
Yeah.
Which, to a degree, is almost like a similar story to The Dropout, about like this woman doing good, but, fraught with lies. So it's similar too in that sense. Although Lily James, the way she ended up becoming Pamela Anderson, god damn. Whew.
Lord have mercy.
On that one.
I mean, things may have been fake, but you know what? The feeling was real. But I'll still go Amanda Seyfried before anything else.
We all remember Pamela Anderson best from Home Improvement.
Yeah.
That's all we know Pamela Anderson for?
Yeah, exactly. That's the only thing we remember.
You sure?
Exactly.
I think I might have some Playboys in my closet that say otherwise.
What's a Playboy?
And Barbed Wire? Barbed Wire? Really?
Oh, God. No. The less we talk about Barbed Wire, the better.
Or Baywatch, too. Both
Baywatch,
and cameo at the end of the movie. Spoilers. Best Actor, Taron Egerton, Blackbird, Colin Firth, Staircase, Andrew Garfield, credit to him in this case, Under the Banner of Heaven, Evan Peters or Dahmer, and Sebastian Stan, Pam and Tommy. I think Sebastian Stan takes it. I know.
I think Evan Peters.
It's gonna be it's probably gonna be Evan Peters.
There we go. Okay, snuck that in. Okay. All right, so you're going that way.
Yeah, as much as I'd even want to give it to Andrew Garfield, it's like that was just a slow moving series. It's like I couldn't.
Supporting role is interesting because it has 2 different ones for White Lotus: Jennifer Coolidge and Aubrey Plaza, and then also Claire Danes for Fleischman, Daisy Edgar Jones for Under Banner of Heaven, and Niecy Nash for Dahmer again. With Dahmer's getting really a bunch of stuff here.
Stacey Nash.
What? Niecy Nash, really?
Yeah.
I don't have an opinion on this one. I really don't.
I don't know. I know Jennifer Coolidge was previously nominated for the first season of White Lotus.
Yeah.
But she was Stifler's mom back in the day.
Yes, but here's the thing. Jennifer Coolidge was always like one of those actors that after the American Pie stuff, she just ended up becoming like a caricature of like the fake fat American woman. But now that she's older and she's been doing stuff like the White Lotus, she almost has like a grace to her. Like she's almost like the grande dame on set.
She's worked away from American Pie, and you saw a different side of her.
Yes, right. She's matured as an actress, I would say. So I would want to give it to Jennifer Coolidge, to be honest. Although Aubrey Plaza, I do love me some Aubrey Plaza as much as I love me some Amanda Seyfried. So I just like women that are intimidating. I guess I don't know.
you like your April Ludwig.
Yeah, exactly. don't dime me out like that.
Or whoever she played in Avatar: Legend of Korra, Bolin's fiance, whatever the character's name was. Anyway, actor in a supporting: F. Murray Abraham, White Lotus, Domhnall Gleeson, The Patient, Paul Walter Hauser, who deserves more love in general, Blackbird, Richard Jenkins, again Dahmer, and Seth Rogen for Pam and Tommy.
Okay, I'm just gonna say this: Paul Walter Hauser in Blackbird sounded way too much like the old man from Family Guy. That just messed with me.
Yeah.
So it's like I couldn't take that character seriously when he sounded like he was gonna, just grab Chris and take him into the prison cell with him. All right, no, I couldn't.
Chris, where's the good news? Where'd you get the paper with your big old muscly arms?
I can't even think about doing the voice, but it's when you
I've done the
it's
voice
the
better.
first thing I heard, and then you just
I've
hear
done that
more of
voice
it.
better than I did here, but I can't pop like head voice right now.
Let's keep. I'm oily. Don't touch me.
No. That's the greased up deaf guy. That's different.
Greased up deaf guy. But I don't know. I mean, Paul Walter Hauser, because you know what? I like the guy. He's Stingray from Cobra Kai. So you know what? Fine.
I don't know. I almost want to say Donald Gleason for The Patient, because that series with him and Carell, that's creepy. And Donald Gleason's one of those actors where he's just like, aside from what he's done in Star Wars, he's always just come off very like charming, slightly innocent. So to see him as this menacing force, it's similar to what you get with like Evan Peters and Dahmer. But the thing is, Evan Peters always plays a menacing force in like anything he does. He's rarely ever the good guy.
Right.
So this departure for Donald Gleason, and I think award ceremonies, they always notice when like an actor departures from their norm. So I want to say, give it to him.
Okay.
Respect. Okay. So let's see. I only have a couple left here, but actors in a musical comedy or drama: Elizabeth Debicki for The Crown, Hannah Einbinder for Hacks, Julia Garner again for Ozark. Janelle James, then 2 for Abbott Elementary: Janelle James and Cheryl Lee Ralph.
Again, since it wasn't in the main actors, I've got to give it to Julia Garner.
I think so. Okay. And again, if you have Abbott Elementary, you got 2 head-to-head. That's going to split the votes a little bit.
Right.
Yeah, but it's not Cheryl Lee Ralph, so it's like, I don't care.
Let's see, what else do we got? Best actor: John Lithgow in Old Man, Jonathan Pryce in The Crown, John Turturro, a lot of Johns in this one, for Severance, Tyler James Williams for Abbott Elementary, and Fonzie for Barry.
Tyler James Williams.
John Turturro.
I figured you'd say John Turturro.
In this case, there's a reason for it, but yeah, I'm not going to give spoilers on that, but I just like the way that he rolled with that.
I'll go with either one. I have no stake on this one.
So are you going with a John or not John? And if you don't have an answer, that's fine. But
yeah.
I'm going to go with Tyler James Williams only because I liked him in Whiskey Cavalier.
Okay, sold. By the way,
I know it has nothing to do.
And that's the list, by the way. And this is the breakdown nominations by distributor. So Searchlight gets 12, A24 gets 10.
Netflix, no, but go down to the next one where it's like by channel.
Is there TV distributor?
Television distributor. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. HBO Max and Netflix with 14 each, Hulu with 10.
Right, but look at this. Here's the thing I want you to take away from this. All of these are streaming networks or cable networks, with the exception of ABC. ABC is the only basic television channel that has any nominations. Not CBS, not NBC, not Fox, not CW. That is crazy.
Pull that out of there. Yeah, I mean, here's what's also interesting about this. Disney Plus has one.
And that's Diego Luna.
And you know what else is more? I mean, okay, they got ABC, they own that. But you know what's really more interesting about this, and this is what blows my mind. Amazon's got a goose egg. They bageled. Despite Rings of Power and the $1 billion that Rings of Power was, it is not on this list.
Not even Rings of Power, but just anything television-wise from the show, from the series.
And I think Jack Reacher should have been on it. Jack Reacher should have been on this.
Yeah.
Jack Reacher could have been on it. I would have loved to have seen either the Wheel of Time or Rings of Power, any of the high fantasy stuff that Amazon's done.
But it would, well, like this case here, I look at Rings of Power because it was the first $1 billion TV show for a season, and they don't even get a Golden Globe nom.
No.
You know, I mean, if you have this kind of stuff, you would be thinking that every nomination is, you know, added plus for something that you're going to do 5 full seasons of. You got 4 more seasons to go, and you didn't even get one here. For all of the hubbub about this, you know, and all of the stuff that talked about, you know, the backlash that supposedly happened, and you couldn't even pull one out of this. And listen, we tried. Remember, we tried. We watched the first 2 episodes. Day, I think you only got through 1.
Yeah.
You know, it was boring. You know, I went back and watched, you know, Lord of the Rings was on TV the other day. The build-up in Two Towers, you know, to the battle at Helm's Deep, the drama that was building up to that battle was way bigger than anything I saw with Rings of Power. And I tried to go back to it a little bit later. And it's like, no, it's boring.
Well, okay, as someone who watched the first season all the way through,
Okay.
I will tell you, it does ramp up, it does get better, and it does leave a nice little cliffhanger for next season. Now, whether or not they're going to cut the budget at all for season 2, which I think they've already started working on.
They have started production on it, yeah.
That Kyle, that's probably its biggest detriment. They tried too many storylines at once when maybe they could have streamlined it. But the fact of the matter is, I don't think Amazon cares. I think Amazon makes enough money on its own just from being Amazon that they're like, we don't care about awards per se.
Yeah, I mean, listen, the Amazon is the same boat that Apple TV is in, where you make so much bank off of other products that you don't have to worry about the budget on the show. Right. But still, HBO Max, I'm sorry, what did I literally just say? Apple TV? Apple TV is a brand new entity, still picked up 6 noms.
Right.
And nobody knew Apple TV. I mean, 2 years ago, Ricky Gervais was like, you know, for Apple TV, it's like, if ISIS had a streaming service, you'd call your agent, you know. And it was so brand new at the time. Yeah, I know, that was a swing. If anyone, you haven't heard much from him on award shows lately.
Because he knows he did this stuff on purpose. He doesn't want to be.
He lit that fire. He's like, I'm out, you know.
Yeah.
But the point being is that Amazon's been around longer. They had the path with what's his name? Aaron Paul, like what, 8-9 years ago. They, you know, Apple TV, as tiny as that was, as fledgling as that was, got 6 nominations. Amazon didn't get squat. HBO Max killed it. You know, Netflix, okay, fine, you can see that. But credit to HBO Max, which is still kind of a fledgling thing in its own right.
Right.
You know, you went head to head with Netflix and 2 Disney-owned companies here.
Right, but you also look at the things that HBO Max was nominated for. You had the franchise sequel in House of the Dragon. You had the awards winning in previous years, Hacks. It's worked well off of the IP that it owns without it being a DC property or a Warner Brothers property.
True, but like I said, it's credit to these, we'll call them underdogs in this case.
I'm more surprised by like AMC Plus. Like, what was on AMC Plus?
Yeah, I don't remember off it. Fleischman, I think, is AMC Plus. No, it's I'm sorry.
That's Hulu.
That's FX. So
FX, I know that's The Bear. That's Atlanta. That's crap. What else is FX? The thing with Andrew Garfield. And yeah, there's just so much from the streaming stuff. It's like, my God, it's hard to place it all.
Yeah, you know, and that's the problem with so much content. You know, you add these things to your list on whatever streaming service, and then you have guilt for not watching it.
Yeah, and then you have a backlog of stuff that, at this point, you need a bucket list just to be like, okay, I have to get through this and this and this before I die.
I've got a downtime because right now the production's still shut down this week. So I've got downtime that tomorrow I will probably go all the way through like most of Ted Lasso. But then I got to go back. I've got stuff. I'm redoing Archer again. So I'm like season 7 right now. And then there's Frasier. And then there's stuff on Disney Plus and HBO Max. And it's like, oh my God. Remember when like we had a couple streaming services and the first thing we were thinking about was, hey, maybe we can actually save money and not have to pay, you know, And now,
Oh, what fools we were.
dude, I spend like $70 a month on streaming services around here.
Mm.
I mean, look,
Oh.
Apple TV, I have to, because also the MLS package with the soccer side of it. But I mean, Hulu, the Disney Plus bundle, Netflix, which they've got going on, HBO Max, which she pays for. You know, I mean, YouTube, I pay for. I am not paying for Weather Channel Plus, though. We are not doing Weather Channel Plus. I swear to God, I will never do that.
And here I am still paying for Crunchyroll too.
Okay,
And I
yeah,
probably
no.
watch Crunchyroll more times during the week than I do any of the other streaming networks.
I stick to anime that's on Hulu and Netflix. I don't go
Yeah,
to
same
Crunchyroll.
here. And HBO Max.
Yeah, okay, fair. Yeah, stuff that's not Crunchyroll. You know.
I like my Crunchyroll.
Yeah.
Okay.
The Krieger jokes. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, his last name is Krieger, so you know he's he's a clone of Hitler there.
See,
Right.
Krieger likes anime too.
Yeah.
He even got a wife.
Yes, as evidenced by his girlfriend. Yes.
Well, yeah, okay. Crunchyroll, after the formation between that and Funimation, doesn't leave too many outlets left unless you go to like Sentai Works or possibly High Dive, which High Dive's got some of those anime that I'm probably not going to see until next year once they get put on the Crunchyroll. So it's like, but do I want to sign up for another anime service when I've already signed up for so many other television services? No.
Well, it's funny because they shut down Kiss Anime, which was like the
plus
go-to
for $9.99,
like the really
what you get on
stuff.
Crunchyroll, I am not upset by that.
Like I said, I can't. If I get Crunchyroll, I'm screwed because at this point, dude, with the streaming service, listen. There's a reason I told you guys this. The reason I watch anime is because there's no hidden agenda or any kind of like push on your beliefs. It's just straight action.
Well, I mean, if you look at the stuff that Funimation dubbed, that's
I know, but I'm trying to avoid stuff that has its personal beliefs shoved into it. I hate that stuff.
Yeah,
like that.
I'm not watching Mizu Kobayashi's Dragon Maid.
Yeah.
That's where some of the dub came from.
So, kawaii ne.
No, yes, sir.
Yeah.
You're both freaking baka.
Okay, on that freaking front.
Baka,
It's 10 o'clock at night, guys. Come on. So, anyway, we're going to wrap this up. It's 10 o'clock at night.
All right.
I got to finish the ice cream that's upstairs from Christmas. So, but thank you, Day. Appreciate it. Thank you, Ryan. Thank you, Kyle. Thank you, everybody. Any other final
Thank
thoughts?
you, Kyle. Thank you, Tyler. Thank you, Derpy. Thank you, everyone that has joined us this past year, since this is our final episode of 2022.
Yes, good point.
So for this past year, whether it was watching the shows, watching the bad movie breakdowns or beatdowns, whether it was watching any of our watch-alongs for the television series, or even just the Hellraiser fundraiser when we did that later this year.
That's coming back.
Yes.
Hellraiser. We're going to do something similar to it.
On behalf of everyone here at Streampunk and Tales from the Film Set, a collective thank you to all of you who have watched with us, who have stuck around for this year, who have helped it build up to the 1K subscribers that we have, and hopefully even more to come in 2023. Yes. So have a healthy and happy new year. Try not to get too drunk, and if you do get too drunk, don't bother us. We're not coming to pick you up.
But you can post in the comments. I'll take that any day.
Yeah, that's fine.
I will say this. I'm probably going to get so messed up, I probably won't remember what happened on Monday.
Cool.
That'll be a good first episode of the year.
That's going to be a problem for a lot of people with New Year's being on a Sunday.
Yeah,
and people in businesses are supposed to acknowledge the holiday on Monday, but
some people
that
may
doesn't
have
necessarily mean all of businesses will.
Yeah, well, there's people out there that actually didn't get the 23rd or the 26th off. It's like your Christmas weekend was your Christmas days off was literally your Saturday and Sunday. They might have that for New Year's too, where you have New Year's and they expect you to be there at 9:00 next morning.
So get blotto, people.
So anyway, yeah, for me, I'll probably be a giant old cheesesteak sub as I do a lot of times for like once a year. Wait for the ball drop, say congratulations, we'll drink some champagne and crash. Happy 2023 when you're 47 years old.
Yeah. Hey, you got the new glasses. You can use that for the champagne.
Yes. Well,
Wait, what was that?
What?
Oh, okay. That was just
yeah.
Right.
Yes. So thank you. Yes.
You put it up there so quick. I was like,
The box is up there. Yeah, I know. I kind of put it like this, so it looks like a beaker.
yeah, I was like, don't show me that you broke it. Jesus Christ.
Oh, God, I feel really bad if I did.
All right, all
Anyway,
right.
have a good night,
Happy
guys.
New